Manchester United have gone ahead to name their starting 11 to take on Real Betis, and this is our second last game that we are playing in the United States of America, and the last one is going to be played on the 3rd of this month. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we upload here on a daily. And it's really an interesting day. Arsenal is playing with Liverpool right now. The game is 2-1, and I anticipate that they are left with 6 minutes to go, so it might be hard for them to obviously come in through and obviously find an equalizer. But that one goal is obviously very all easy to really go ahead and obviously equalize. All else, it's very easy for even the other team like Liverpool that is taking the lead to obviously increase their gap from 1 to 2 to make it 3-1, right? But Arsenal have gone to introduce in the youngsters, and never know what is really going to come out of this. Chelsea is also Chelsea has been playing Club America. They're really taking the lead in there for you. Real Madrid is playing AC Milan, another big encounter into there. But for us, we are here to talk Manchester United as we take on the side called Manchester United, as we take on a side called Real Betis, and Eric Ten Hag is going to hit to name his starting 11, and this time round he is going to hit to surprise me a little bit. I never thought that Onana is really going to be rested, but obviously Tom Heaton has going to hit to be given a nod to obviously play part into this beautiful game of football, and it's Heaton, Lindelof, Maguire, Rashford, Eriksson, Ahmad, Casemiro, Sancho, Bissaka, Scott McTominay, Amas. That is the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United as we take on a side called Real Betis. Then we are having me, Onana, Evans, Fish, Murray, Collier, Fletcher, Hannibal, Mather, Mount, Oyedele, Scanlon, Anthony, and Whitley. That is the bench for the club of Manchester United. Now let's go to the starting 11 for a team called Real Betis. Rui Silva, Bellerin, Diego Llorente, Mendy, Perraud, Altimira, Mark Roca, Rodri, Ika, Losada, Chimi Avila, and Rabio Aito. That is the starting 11 for the side of Real Betis. And when you look at all those names, you are not well conversant about them apart from Bellerin, I think. But the rest of the names, I think it's very hard to hear a person that is really well conversant with them. And even Fakil is not in the starting 11 in here for you. So we're just waiting to see how things are really going to pan out as we take on the side of Real Betis. That is the starting 11 of Real Betis and the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. And now, hope you've gone ahead to get a feel of what the game is going to be like, because it's starting in like 28 minutes from now, and I'll be excited to see that everything really comes on as to we expect it to be. Happy Chris, good morning RD. Good morning, Happy Chris. Hope you're really having fun. And I don't know what you make about the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United into the mix. Now, let's go into the formations that these two teams have gone to obviously put up and see how each and every manager has gone ahead to obviously line up. Heaton is in goal. Surprisingly, we all thought that it was going to be Andre Onana, because ever since he came in through to play against Rangers, he has been kept in between the stitches. Even when we are playing against Arsenal, he was really responsible for that game. But today, the manager's going to hit obviously think outside the box and said, all right, let me get in my man, Tom Heaton, and I see how he obviously gets us into the winning position and maybe keep a clean sheet. When you look at the right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has gone ahead obviously get into the starting 11. And I think this is where United gets it wrong. How do you better get in a player who is in talks, all advanced talks to join a certain side, and play him on the field of play? You get? And this confirms to us that maybe United doesn't want to sell the player, because it is reported that the side of Man United wanted Aaron Bissaka to stay and run his contract down. That is it. That's what we are getting, and I don't know how true this is, but we couldn't offer. Why should we obviously offer this guy a game like this? What if he gets injured? What is the board going to do? You get? And if at all gets injured, we'll tell you and we'll come here and we'll blame you, the board and Erik ten Hag, because you don't do such. You don't do such, right? You don't do such. And on the left back, it's Amaz. And Amaz is really a very good left back. You saw him against Arsenal. And he's a press-resistant player. And he's really a special lad. And he's a press-resistant player. And Erik ten Hag is going to obviously get impressed in between the training sessions. And he was given the game of Arsenal to start. Amidst Murray starting the game of Rangers and Rosenberg, this guy was given that game to obviously come in and really start and do the needful into the mix. That is Harry Amaz for you, and we anticipated that he's really going to be having the best of the game, as this is not Arsenal. Real Betis is not Arsenal, though they are really technically gifted, but him being a technically gifted player, obviously he will get himself into a very good goal as anticipated in there. So when you look at the central defense, Magloff is back, Lindelof, right side of the central defense. Harry Maguire is going to be played onto the left side of the central defense, and Lindelof is also wanted by the teams in Turkey. So we wait to see how it's really going to get accelerated into the mix. He missed out on the first 3 games of the preseason because he was not really feeling well, and now he's back and he's being looked at as one of those players that should obviously play very good goal into this game. Then Scott McTominay and Casemiro are going to be played into the double pivot for the club of Manchester United. And I never expected McTominay to come in through. I expected that maybe Collier will obviously be given another huge goal to obviously express himself better and better and better. But I believe maybe the manager wants to test him and really make him used to playing big games. He started him against Arsenal, and we are playing against Liverpool next, and maybe he wants to start him against Liverpool because he wants to see how he reacts when he's really playing against elite midfielders that he respects and fears. Eriksen, central attack midfield. Obviously, that is the best position for him as Eriksen. If at all we're going to hit, obviously follow him for some time. That is his favorite position, number 10, and I believe he's really going to offer the best in there for you. And Rashford might find himself really getting himself into better positions of really being released by Eriksen. Sancho, left forward, obviously, he's really great. I'm excited to see to it that Amad Diallo has going to be given his best position to play, and obviously he starts again. And today, I believe he's going to be on the score sheet because he's that good. He's that good and he's that ready. So, that is the man himself known as Amad Diallo, and we anticipate the best of him to obviously come in through and really put in the required shift all together. And that is Diallo for you. And Rashford leading the line for the club of Manchester United is really going to be one of the moments that you'll obviously better expecting to score goals, because sometimes you need that one goal to obviously spark up your season. And I think it's really that one goal that he needs to obviously spark of his preseason, because in the preseason he's not firing goals and he ended up the season on the worst. And you ask yourself, if he isn't firing them in the preseason, he fired them in the season because you need that confidence booster that you need to get into. And I think this is the game where Rashford should come up and obviously get in the goals that he really deserves as a player, into this encounter of Manchester United. So that is the side of Manchester United. And by the way, there is someone I'm not seeing. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let me see. All right, Mount is on the bench. I'm not going to realize him because he's not in the starting 11 of Manchester United, and he's on the bench, and the manager is like, let me put you there, and you'll obviously get better and better and better. John Biamokama, good morning. Aradi, how is the injury of Euro and Hoyland? Hoyland will start off the season, but Lenny Euro won't be able to start off the season because he might be out for 2 months. He might be out for 2 months, and if we are counting 2 months, that means August and September. So those are 8 weeks, and we don't know when he's going to recover to obviously get back into full fitness as a player. So that is exactly what is happening on the man known as Lenny Yoro, and he might be out for all that period of time. So we go so. Rafael Silva in goal, Hector Bellerin right back, Perud left back, Mendy and Diego Llorente into the central defense. Then Rubio right winger. Then Losada is going to be played as a left winger, and then Roca and Altimira are going to play in the double pivot. Then Rodri and Avila are going to be leading the line for the club of Rio Betis. It's a 4-4-2 system. They're going to hit to deploy, and Nabil Fekir is on the bench. He's expected to obviously come on through and put in the required shift possible. So that is exactly what the game of football looks like it's gonna be. And I tell you what, it's really gonna be one of those moments that we are really gonna be enjoying in the next minutes in here onto the channel known as Rokani Media Football. I think you've gonna hit to hear everything. The starting 11s are out. Now we are gonna be getting into the game. After jetting into the game, we'll come out and obviously let you know what the result has been about. But I believe a 3-1 win is going to go on the side of Manchester United. Not so? What are your thoughts about it, though? You as the viewers of the United Matters channel. We out. Bye-bye.